And now coming up on the inside track, here comes Tony Blair.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're looking at weird and unexplainable moments on British news broadcasts.
The dictionary should be paying everyone in Essex some compensation.
We publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10. Paxo's gone. Channel 4 News.
Paxman's gone, his Newsnight dead. Where's the BBC? Oh my God, the BBC with no Paxo, just us.
In 2014, the news establishment was rocked when Jeremy Paxman announced he was stepping down from Newsnights after more than 2 decades. Channel 4's most prestigious newsman, Jon Snow, headed to the BBC to report on Paxman's departure and ended up encountering a folk band in the lobby of Broadcasting House.
Paxo's gone, Paxo's gone, Paxo's gone. The BBC has left for future lap. The great band's gone.
One thing led to another, and he ended up joining in with the musicians and improvised a song lamenting Paxman's departure. Snow is a man of many talents and came out with lyrics begging Paxman to stay at the BBC because the broadcaster would be doomed without his talents. Paxman's reason for leaving? He was sick of all the late nights.
Oh, no, 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 no. Paxo, please don't go. We want you now. You must stay on. The BBC will die without you here.
Number 9. Minor car accident. BBC News.
Sorry, yes, they did say that he has had a very difficult year. And
While reporting live from Wimbledon over Ant McPartlin's conviction for drink driving offences, the BBC caught a minor car accident behind one of its presenters. It was certainly ironic that they were there talking about unsafe driving when a car rear-ended another live on the news, though how it happened is anyone's guess, since they were all driving extremely slow.
as was said by his lawyers, he had already, excuse me, sorry, just some cars have had a bit of a crash behind us there.
Presumably, they were distracted by all the crowds, cameras, and police officers outside the courts and just drove right into the car in front. Perhaps they were on trial for reckless driving just months later, but it's lucky for the car in front that the whole accident got caught on camera.
I mean, such is the media crowd there. It has been very busy here today.
Number 8. Count Binface. BBC Breakfast.
First question, why would an intergalactic space warrior want to stand to be the MP for Clacton?
Why not?
It's a good question.
The 2026 Clacton by-election largely turned into a 2-horse race between Nigel Farage, the incumbent, and Count Binface. This all came about after a string of absurd political moments, beginning with parliamentary investigations into Farage's undeclared £5 million donation from a crypto billionaire, and culminating in his resignation so that he could storm to victory against the establishment. Unfortunately for him, when all the other major parties decided to bow out, the establishment ended up being represented by novelty candidates Count Binface.
But most of my national policies will remain. Building at least one affordable house, nationalising Adele, bring back CFAX, and of course, moving the hand dryer in the gents' toilet in the Crown and Treaty pub Uxbridge to a more sensible position.
Farage refused most interviews, so with nobody else left to talk about Clacton, Binface found himself making appearances on BBC News, LBC, and Newsnight to talk about the farce.
What do you say to those other parties who have decided not to field candidates in Clacton?
Well, I mean, that's for them. Isn't it, mate? That's democracy.
Number 7. Jacob Rees-Mogg goes to South Shields. Channel 4 News.
And the dog came out and she went to pat the dog. The householder came out and shouted at his dog, not at her. Don't get anywhere near her, she's a Tory and that's worse than AIDS.
In 2014, Channel 4 decided to send the Tory party's weirdo-in-chief Jacob Rees-Mogg to South Shields, far in the north of England. Rees-Mogg hadn't quite reached the levels of notoriety he would post-Brexit at this point in time, when he'd been made Boris's leader of the House of Commons, but he was still frequently out on the campaign trail trying to canvass for the Conservatives.
Why don't you like the Conservatives?
Because I think you're destroying everything about Maggie Thatcher started it, news are finishing it.
He wandered around the town centre asking people what they thought of the Tories and who they'd vote for in the next election, getting hit with derision over Thatcherism and the perceived personality of David Cameron. It was an exercise in humiliation.
Yeah, I like Labour.
You like Labour? And why do you like Labour?
Because David Cameron's
Oh, okay, that's a blunt answer.
Number 6, Autumn Night, BBC News.
There is not Marshall. Oh my, the background has just gone crazy on the screen. Well, I'm
just
not
pulled
in
the
the
plug on
icy
you.
streets of Kiev, I'm afraid.
You were just going to tell us there's no Marshall law in Kiev.
During what was supposed to be a serious report about the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the BBC was caught out by a weird technical error. The stock footage they usually looped in the background had a problem and instead cut back to the file menu, where you could see the names of all the clips they were using, including Autumn Night and Snow Winter Night.
Winter day, autumn night, snow, winter night. We can have the full range, but anyway, it is very cold and wintry here in
test of
Kiev.
your calm.
It was a rare look behind the curtain, and we hope nobody was reprimanded for not pulling up the right footage. In the end, they just put the screen back to the visuals it had before, and had to start the entire news report over again.
Well, even better, I can put it back on if you wish. We'll go back on autumn night. Anyway, as we were saying, as the night returns to us shortly...
there it is.
Yeah, so Vladimir Putin has said that he considers everything that happened in the Kerch Strait. We're starting again. Here we go.
Enjoying this video? Be sure to tune in to WatchMojo UK's 24/7 live stream for more British content. Scan the QR code on screen to join us for live non-stop Blighty.
He had a 12,000 majority here.
12,000!
It's now down to 5,000.
5,000!
Some people think...
Number 5. Who's that? Channel 9.
Hard to identify, maybe minor royals, members of the... I can't identify them at this point.
We can't spot everyone, unfortunately.
While reporting live on the state funeral of Queen Elizabeth II, it was up to the Australian pundits on Channel 9 Down Under to identify who was who as they all arrived at Westminster Abbey. In one bizarre moment though, they failed to recognise somebody they definitely should have, Liz Truss, who was still the Prime Minister.
They look like they could well be local dignitaries. It's hard to see. We're looking at the backs of their heads mostly.
In fairness to the Australians, she'd only been the Prime Minister for 13 days at this point, with most of that time during the 10-day national mourning period where the government wasn't doing anything. Listening to their confusion was still absolutely surreal though. They were eventually corrected by the gallery.
I'm just told that was Liz Truss, the new Prime Minister, in the distance that we could see.
Number 4. Essex Girl, Sky News.
We can all take a laugh and a joke at ourselves, Kay. You know, we're up for the banter. But it is very, very derogatory what has been said about us.
In 2016, Britain was divided by one issue, not Brexit, but whether Essex Girl belonged in the Oxford English Dictionary. According to the dictionary definition, Essex girls are, quote, unintelligent, promiscuous, and materialistic, which outraged a lot of people from the county because they thought it promoted harmful stereotypes about the area.
I'm a massive fan of the dictionary. You know, we should be, like, promoting the dictionary anyway because, like, it is such an amazing, like, historical British thing, isn't it?
One outspoken commentator was Gemma Collins, Towie's biggest star, who had a few things to say about the dictionary on Sky News during a chat with Kay Burley. The entire situation was essentially a farce. Though the campaign succeeded in the end, Essex Girl was eventually removed from the OED.
And I think it should say an Essex girl is smart, sassy, fun, and striving hard in life like everyone else.
Number 3. The End of the World, Channel 4 News.
It's got to be remembered, of course, that Harold Camping is a very idiosyncratic and fundamentalist preacher. He's not mainstream in any way at all.
In the early 2010s, it felt like every single day had been foretold to be the end of the world. While much of the attention was on the 21st of December 2012 and the year 2012 more broadly, because that was the end of the Maya calendar, there was an earlier doomsday, the 21st of May 2011. This date came from an American evangelical preacher called Harold Camping, who predicted the second coming of Christ and the rapture on that day.
We're back tomorrow at 6:30. Till then, that's Channel 4 News. Good evening.
Bizarrely, Channel 4 decided to poke fun at the whole thing by concocting a comedy skit starring Krishnan Guru Murphy, who was promptly raptured away into oblivion. He came back the next day though. Number 2, talking to a tree. Sky News.
Well, welcome back here on Sky News. Bottom of your screen there, you can see the final score.
Time for some election coverage. This memorable moment was produced by Sky News on the 13th of December 2019, the day after the election when the Tories' landslide victory was clear. The election was widely viewed as a second referendum on Brexit, with the Tories getting a firm majority from the electorate to get Brexit done. Such was their campaign slogan.
First of all, big congratulations to Boris Johnson and all those Conservative candidates who work so hard. It's an extraordinary result, a powerful result.
One former senior Tory who was interviewed, though, was one of the party's biggest Remainers, ex-PM David Cameron. He was asked to give his verdict on the results, which led to this memorable, if strange, moment.
That's the most important thing of all, winning the trust of people that have put their trust in us, many of them for the first time, and Boris will have my full support as he does that.
Well, I don't know why he's talking to a tree.
Number 1. The race for number 10. BBC News.
Way down the other end, we have our 3 candidates to become Prime Minister.
More elections, this time we're rewinding the clock to 2005, a Labour victory. As the results poured in, the BBC decided to make use of some very primitive CGI to represent the candidates.
Here is Charles Kennedy, at the moment on 52, destined to get nearer 60 by the end of the night.
Our trio of potential prime ministers looked very strange indeed, walking with stilted animations down the road outside number 10 in a visual representation of the seats needed for a majority. And it was up to Peter Snow to report on all of this with utter seriousness.
And he's heading for 324. That's what he needs to win this election. Here he coming now. There's the line. He's well and truly across it. Let him celebrate. After all, this is the 3rd successive victory for Tony Blair personally.
Perhaps he couldn't see what the animations looked like on a monitor, or perhaps this was so cutting edge in 2005, especially by the BBC's standards, that nobody realised they'd created a virtual nightmare.
And incidentally, looking out of the window of his next door neighbour's house there, you can see someone just thoroughly enjoying the scene as well.
Let us know what weird news moments we missed in those comments below.